bringing my newspaper, a bag of books, and we're ready to go. There was a sign that said 200 steps to a romantic view, so we went there. And it's pretty romantic. I made a very smart decision to wear my new Dr. Martens sandals, and they are very cute, but they also are still very painful. Like Dr. Martens, you always have to break them in. It takes so long, so yeah, it's not so smart. So Joe is now going to the pharmacia to get me some band-aids, and then we can continue the journey because I'm already getting blisters. Thank you. my savior. I got a new camera and I'm really happy with it. For my videos, I've been alternating between my phone, my really shitty vlog camera, and my boyfriend's like heavy duty cameras. And it made for a very like chaotic, non-cohesive style. So I thought it was time to get a proper film camera of my own that actually makes good quality footage. This is the camera I have been using. It's a Sony XV1, I'm pretty sure. So just a really light vlog camera, but I'm just not a fan of the quality, and also the stabilization is not great, so all the footage is usually really shaky. So now I got the Fujifilm X-S20, and I got this one because I am a Fujifilm lover. I have the Fujifilm X100V, which is a camera that is very popular. I think it has gone viral a little because the unique thing about Fujifilm is that you can put presets in the camera, so the photos already come out sort of color graded and edited, and they look like they're taken by an analog camera. And this makes taking photos very fun because you're already sort of looking through the lens of this sort of vintage, you know, retro feel. And also, I'm not a great editor. I don't really like doing it. It makes me very overwhelmed with all the choices. So having the colors already in the camera really helps a lot for me to narrow down how I want the photo to look. But the problem with this one is that it's not made for video. And I learned that the hard way when I thought I filmed a 15-minute YouTube video, But in the end, it stopped filming after 12 minutes because this one cannot film much longer than that. So the whole footage was gone, and it was like the only YouTube video I actually invested money in. It was like a mystery Etsy box unboxing, so I could not film it twice, and I basically lost all my money that I invested in that video. So that was very sad. So for a while I've been thinking about getting a Fujifilm that can take video but still has that same option of, you know, implementing the presets. So that is the XS20 for me. I'm so excited to start using it, and this afternoon I'm going to the park. I'm meeting someone there that I got to know through Instagram, so it's like a little friendship date. Actually my first one since I moved to Italy, because I have just not been in the headspace to really meet people here, except like all my neighbors, which are also super nice people, so I didn't really feel the need. But I'm having like a first little friendship date, and she also has a dog, so we're gonna take the dogs to the park. And I'm thinking I will also bring my camera just to make some shots of some flowers and see how they come out. But yeah, I'm super happy with this, so expect my next vlogs to be much more cinematic and hopefully just also a lot more cohesive than my style so far. I'm really happy. And this morning, Giovanni left again for another 5-day work trip. So again, for the next 5 days, I will be very alone. But that does mean I will have a lot of time to write. I hopefully will be very productive again. Today is Wednesday, so if everything goes to plan, I will write my weekly 7,000 words before the end of Friday. But I am also quite busy. Like, I had a lot of work to do this week, which I managed to all do on Monday and Tuesday. But it also means I kind of left everything else. You know, I have to edit this vlog, I have to write my 7,000 words, I'm meeting the friends. I haven't made content for social media in ages, and I kind of feel bad about that. Like, I did promise myself to let that go a little bit more now that I have my book deadline. But you know, I also work so hard for these platforms, so I don't just want to forget about them and sort of leave them to rot. So it feels like there's a lot happening, and I'm also just a little overwhelmed. I think it's also because my period is coming. Whenever that's happening, I am much less able to like rationalize and keep order in my head. So I'm trying to be kind to myself. Take things one step at a time. I also have some new books coming in today, I think, so I have to pick those up at the locker. And yeah, then this afternoon I'm going to meet the girl at the park. So exciting, busy day. I'm ready to go to the park with my new camera, and then I'll meet my Instagram friends. And I'm a little bit nervous. I am not very good at meeting new people. I'm very socially awkward in real life, but we're gonna do this. I can do this. Came back from the park. The camera was absolutely amazing, and it was so beautiful there because all the wild garlic is in bloom now, so everything is covered in beautiful white flowers, as you saw on the videos. And meeting with the girl was also super nice. We just walked our dogs in the park, which was really funny because she has this Bernese mountain dog and I have Louis, which is a very, very small dog, so the contrast was really funny. But I had something stupid, and that is that I lost my leash like halfway through the walk. So after the park, I just had to carry Louis, and like, he seems small, but he is like 7.5 kilos. And we also went to a gelateria, so I had to carry him for like 30 minutes. And I kid you not, my arms are shaking so bad right now. Like, I'm struggling to even hold up my phone to film this. It's so bad. And I have to go to the supermarket now because some packages got delivered and I need some dinner. And I wanted to go by bike, but I honestly think I'm going to take the car. It's so lazy, but I'm dead. Here's the culprit. I mean, the culprit, I lost the leash. It's not his fault. But it is his fault that he is so heavy because he is obsessed with food. No matter how much we put him on a diet, it just doesn't work. But yeah, I'm going to go to the supermarket right now. And then afterwards, we can do a little book haul. Okay, mission accomplished. We got some books to unbox. Oh my god, my arms. You know, whenever something like this happens, I'm like, I should go to the gym, and then I just don't do it. That's just the story of my life. Okay, first book we have here is Starve Acre. This is by Andrew Michael Hurley. Beautiful cover. I've had this book on my e-reader for quite a while, but I feel like I'm really going to love this book. And if that happens, I just want to annotate and underline, you know, so I just wanted a physical copy. And I'm really in a folk horror mood lately, especially the type of horror that involves nature a lot. So nature plays a role in like the horror element. I love those type of books. So if you have any recommendations in that genre, please let me know. But from what I've heard, this is a really good one. This is a book about grief. It's about a couple that lost their son, and they both deal with their grief in a very different way. The mother, Juliet, seeks help of the Beacons, which is a group of occultists. And Richard, the father, becomes obsessed with this plot of land across their house called Starve Acre. And it says, patiently he digs in the barren soil looking for the roots of a legendary oak tree, but unearths something which ought to have remained buried. That sounds right up my alley and exactly what I'm looking for right now. Next one. This is Hollow by B. Kettling. First of all, again, beautiful cover. I don't know a lot about this book except that it's set in the landscape of Hieronymus Bosch, which is, I'm pretty sure, is a Dutch painter. He painted all those surrealist worlds of like the afterlife, hell, the Garden of Eden, stuff like that. So I'm expecting this book to be very surrealist as well, and I love a weird read, especially if it feels like a fever dream. You don't really know what's real and what's not. I love those type of books. An epic odyssey following a group of mercenaries hired to deliver a church's ultimate power. A sacred oracle made of cloth, bones, and a loud voice, as the decadence of carnival gives way to the gravity of Lent. Say no more. I feel like this is just one of those books where you should not know too much about it before going in. I know it's going to be weird, and that's all I need to know. Then I have a very big and heavy one. I don't know if there's going to be 2 books in here, or if I ordered a very big book by accident. Oh, there's 3 books in here. Okay, first up we have a book that I'm probably going to read after the one I'm reading right now. It's The Wedding People by Alison Aspac, and I am in a very deep reading slump right now. Like, nothing is really calling to me. Every time I have to pick out a book, I just spend like an hour in front of my bookshelf just trying to feel what I'm in the mood for, and just nothing calls to me. I started like 5 different books and then I put them away again, and right now I'm dragging myself to Sunburn. And this is a book that I think I would really love in other circumstances, but because of the reading slump, it's just like such a drag to get to. So I went looking for like a fun, easy book that I just will fly through, because that's usually the type of book that gets me out of a reading slump. And somehow I found this book. And I had seen it around before, but the cover it is known under, like the paperback, it's like this sea with 2 legs sticking out in illustration. Because of that, I thought it was like one of those other book talk romances, just the type of book I'm not really interested in. So I never really read what it was about, but apparently it's quite different from a TikTok romance, and some people that I really trust said they really liked it. So I want to give it a chance. This book is about, what's her name? Phoebe. This book is about Phoebe, who arrives at Newport, Rhode Island at a hotel because she just broke up with her boyfriend or divorced from her husband, I'm not sure. And they were supposed to go together, but now they're not together anymore, so she decides to go alone. And as it turns out, she's the only guest in the hotel who is not part of the wedding that is going on there at the moment. So like, she arrives there and it turns out there's a wedding there. So the bride finds out she's there, and at first she's really upset and furious that there's this one stranger at her wedding. But slowly they start to grow closer to each other and start to confide in each other. And this leads to like a lot of talks about love and life and being a woman and humanity. And it's supposedly really a feel-good book. So I think this is exactly the kind of book I need right now. Then I have a poetry collection by Mary Oliver. This is Felicity. I'm just slowly on my way to collecting all of her poetry collections because I think she might be my favorite poet. Her poetry just really calms me down and makes me appreciate the small things in life and nature. And it just makes me look around more and, you know, make me think differently about the things I see around me. Her words are just very gentle and uplifting, and I don't know, her poetry makes me really happy. So far I only have Dreamwork and Upstream by her, and I just want to collect more of her poetry, so this is the next one I'm going to read. And lastly we have Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. This is a book that I usually wouldn't pick up, I think, just because of the cover, and the description also doesn't like wow me. But the reviews for this have been so good. Like, so many people that I follow on Instagram and TikTok have been loving this book and say it was nothing like they expected, and that was just like one of the best books of 2024, 2025. So I admit I got influenced. I'm just very curious right now what this is about. The back says, Cyrus Shams has always been lost. He's grown up tangled in the mysteries of his past. An uncle who rode a horse through Iranian battlefields, a haunting work of art by an exiled painter, and his mother whose plane was shot down over the Persian Gulf when he was just a baby. Now, newly sober and maybe in love, he's heading for an encounter that will transform everything he thought he knew. Can a final revelation change the truth of Cyrus's life? Like, that sounds a little vague, so I don't really know what to expect, but if I have to believe the reviews, this will be a life-changing book, so I'm very excited for that. So those were all the new reads I have. I really hope one of them will save me from my reading slump, because oh my god, I really have not been myself lately. It's gotten so bad that I'm just watching movies every night, and I never really watch movies. I'm not a big movie watcher. Like, they get me too much. Like, I am way too sensitive and empathetic, and the emotions in a movie, like, no matter if it's a sad movie or a happy movie, I always feel so depressed afterwards because I was so in there with the people. So when I finish a movie, I have to like think about it for at least 3 hours afterwards. So I always feel a little bit off center after watching movies, so I try to avoid that most of the time, and I just rewatch my favorite movies over and over again because I know what to expect. But this week I've been watching movies. I watched Conclave, I watched Saltburn, I watched The Vow, and a few others, and I'm really loving it. And it kind of makes me want to get into movies more, like real artistic movies, like good movies. That make me think a little. But it would also be great if I really got into a book again, so that's my first goal. And now I'm going to have some dinner. I got an arancino at the supermarket, which is one of my favorite things to eat here. It's basically this big ball of risotto, and there's like something in there, usually like meat or tomatoes or some kind of sauce, and it's just such good comfort food, you know. And I really didn't feel like cooking because I'm kind of tired, and I also need to edit some more tonight. So I'm gonna have an easy dinner, read my book, and then back to the laptop. Good morning. I just woke up, as you can tell. I'm going to make a smoothie and start my new book because I finished the one I was reading, Sunburn, this morning. And then the rest of the day I have to write. It's writing day today because yesterday I didn't write anything in the end. So today we gotta lock down and try to get, I don't know, hopefully at least 4,000 words in today, because I need to get to 7,000 this week, and I would prefer not to work on the weekend. But let's see. I always make a banana avocado spinach smoothie, but this time my avocados were not ripe yet, so let's see how it tastes. I'm a little bit scared. Okay, it's not bad. It tastes a little bit more plant-like and like less creamy than usual, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Outfit of today, optimized for maximum writing comfort. You may have noticed I'm obsessed with red lately. It doesn't seem to be stopping, so I'm just giving into it and wearing as much red as I want because it makes me feel good. Someone actually commented under my TikTok video that if you feel drawn to like a specific color in your life, it might say something about like the stage you're in or like the path you're on. So I looked it up for red, and it says red is the color of blood, symbolizing the essence of life. If you're drawn to red, it can mean you're reconnecting with your own vitality, strength, and primal energy. It's also connected to the root chakra, which is connected to grounding, survival, security, and stability. So it could suggest a desire to feel more rooted, safe, or connected to the earth and your physical body. And I do recognize that a lot. Like, I feel very drawn to connecting like that primal side of myself, like the side that is like the one with nature, and I just want to feel very free in a way. Like, I keep saying to my boyfriend, like, I want to go camping this summer somewhere in the mountains, and that we wake up, we can bathe in the river, make our own food. Like, that is what I feel so drawn to, and I've never really had that before in my life, so that is very interesting. So Maybe the red is just here to tell me something, but I'm going with it. Okay. Don't film by your open balcony doors. It is now lunchtime and the word count is currently at 1600. So not quite halfway yet if I want to make it to the 4000 mark today, but also not too bad. It's going pretty smooth and I'm really happy with the scene I just wrote. So time to take Louis for a little walk and make some lunch. It is now 3:30 p.m. and I am at 26k words, which is good. That's basically my goal for today, because if I want to get to 29 now, I only have to write 3k words tomorrow, which I think is very doable. So I thought I'd treat myself to a little sweet snack and I'm going to read In the Sun. I started the Wedding People this afternoon, so I'm excited to continue that. And this is a torta di pera e cioccolato. So I'm very curious. I've never had this one before. It smells delicious though, so let's get this on a plate and settle down in the sun. I do see my battery is dying, so I probably won't film anything, but you just have to believe me that I'm gonna live my best life. For a little reading update, because I finished The Wedding People within 24 hours. I read all 370 pages in one day, which is insane, but I also kind of expected it because I knew this was going to be an easy, fast read that I would just enjoy so much I wouldn't be able to stop, because that is exactly why I picked this book out, and it was a 5-star for me. And I give my 5 stars relative to the genre, so I would categorize this book as a feel-good novel, and within the genre of feel-good novels, this was an absolute 5 stars. Like, in the genre of literary masterpieces, this would probably not be a 5-star, you know what I mean? But if you're looking for a feel-good summer read that also has some depth to it, there's some romance, there's some friendship, there's some found family, then this is everything you're looking for. I literally couldn't stop reading. And that I finished it so quickly also has to do with the fact that I suddenly got sick yesterday. I woke up in the night at 3 a.m. and I felt so nauseous and my stomach was really upset and I just couldn't sleep anymore. So in the end I was just like, well, let's just read this book, I guess. So that's also why I finished it so quickly. And because I felt so bad, I also didn't write yesterday. And I feel kind of bad about that because now I haven't met my goal yet. And today is Saturday, so I still have today and tomorrow to meet my goal, and I'm really gonna try my best to do so. But today I really don't feel like writing. I'm gonna try to write at least for an hour, but I'm also getting my period today, so I'm feeling very low on my energy. And later today I'm going to go to Milano to meet up with Lauren from Big Book Lady just to go for a drink, which is very exciting. This is also the first time I'm going to drive to Milano by myself, which is something I've been avoiding like the plague because driving in Milano is absolutely terrifying. So this will be an interesting experience for sure, especially because it's also design week, so it's gonna be so crowded. So we'll see how that goes. So that means I just want to take it easy before that, and I'm kind of considering just leaving my writing for tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, back to the reading update. This was great. I highly recommend it if you're looking for like the perfect vacation reads. This is it. And then I started the next one, which is Martyr, and I'm really loving this as well. I'm currently 80 pages in, and I can already tell why people love this book so much. It has a very unique voice. It's like a mix between really modern and sort of raw and also very lyrical and poetic. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's very intriguing and really hard to stop reading. So I'm excited that I picked this one. So I'll definitely let you know my thoughts later on, probably in a later video, because I think I will end the vlog here. I might still insert some clips of Milano if I get the chance to film there. But other than that, I think this is the end of the vlog, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!